When it comes to payday, how do you stack up when compared to others? It's a curiosity we all have, and the Business Courier's parent company has some answers to the question, are you underpaid? American City Business Journals collected an array of salary data for 72 prominent occupations across the country. Then the company went a step further, making adjustments to reflect the purchasing power of employees in 107 major metropolitan areas. This week's centerpiece also looks at the top 10 paying occupations in Greater Cincinnati and what companies are doing to managing the changing workforce. There's a ton of information in there, and joining us to summarize the local findings is Business Courier editor Rob Dahlmeyer. He is in the studio with Business Watch producer Kelly Leon. Rob and Kelly.
Thanks, Peg. Rob, thanks for being here.
Sure.
Peg said it was a ton of information. I'm like, whoa. So
she wasn't lying. She wasn't lying.
She wasn't lying. Can you? This is a tough question. Yeah. Can you summarize? Tell us in terms of the local findings.
Right. So the whole point of this study was to take a look at jobs all across Cincinnati, different types of jobs, and be able to plot them as to whether or not they are above or below the national average. So to get a sense of whether or not certain jobs in Cincinnati are underpaid and certain jobs are overpaid. And so we did that, and there was a ton of different categories, as we mentioned, and a ton of different jobs. And so, for instance, we ranked the 10 highest paying jobs in Cincinnati. CEOs were first, no surprise there, at $237,000. Then dentists were next, and family general practitioners, and surgeons, and internists, then sales managers, marketing managers, financial managers, architecture and engineering managers, and then computer info systems managers. So those salary for the last one was $142,000. So the range was for the top 10 was from $237 down to $142. Still great jobs.
Yeah.
But the interesting part of it is that for the surgeons and the general practitioners, their national rank was really low. In other words, local doctors and local surgeons, on average, are being paid probably less than they should be. So that's kind of the takeaway that we took from it.
So it's really that they looked at all these different regions or cities. Was it by city or by
metro areas?
By metro areas. Yeah. So to the question that you pose on the cover, are you underpaid? And I know there's not one answer, but to the general population in Cincinnati, what can you say to that?
I would say that in general, it's very clear that people in Cincinnati make less than the national average. Now, this has always been a cheap place to live. That's one of the great things about Cincinnati, and the pay, I think, reflects that a bit.
Yeah.
We are, though, getting to full employment here. Essentially, unemployment's at very low levels, and so some of these numbers, I think, should change.
Yeah.
We should be able to see some more raises, some better pay, now that essentially everybody who wants to work in Cincinnati is working.
Yeah. Well, and that's great. That's really great news. And I guess, you know, balancing the quality of life with...
Exactly.
Does it get into that aspect of it?
We get into why you would choose to decide to get a job in Cincinnati as a tech IT manager versus another city. Yeah. And all of those things come into play. It's something the Chamber of Commerce talks about all the time. Here are the top 10 reasons why Cincinnati's a better place for you to live. And the Chamber is not lying when they say that. There's a ton of great reasons to live in Cincinnati. One of them, maybe number one, is it's just really easy and cheap to live here.
Yeah. So based on this information, if you were to give advice to a young person, your son, for example, graduated from high school, going on to college, what should he major in if he wants to get a good job here in Cincinnati?
All of the tech jobs, the STEM jobs, that's an absolute fact that anything involving biology, chemistry, tech, math, any of these hard sciences, there are a ton of jobs out there. I mean, a ton of jobs out there to the point where we're going to have a big package on this later in the year that employers are really throwing up their arms. There's just not enough people in town that can have these specific skills. So I will be showing my son this for sure. Yeah.
All right, great. And everybody should take a look. There's so much information.
It's a ton of information. Good stuff.
We could spend the whole program on it. So get a copy, take a look. Rob, thanks for being here.
Thank you.